Hello everyone and welcome to our Pipedrive series. Today we're going to be talking about pipelines. So, how we create a new pipeline, how we edit an existing pipeline, things to avoid while creating or editing one, okay, a little bit of navigation, symbols that we find in views, and a little bit of cross-reference with custom fields. So stay with me right after the intro and we're going to see this together. So I'm going to be sharing my screen here with you and straight in my Pipedrive account. So what do we have in here? We have our main view in Pipedrive. So I'm in the deals page and that's where I can find my pipelines. Okay, what is a pipeline in Pipedrive? It's basically your sales funnel. And this way we can create a sales funnel designed to your business with the stage that you need, with the names that you want, and then we can also see in here. We can create as many pipelines as you want. Okay. Once you create one, we can edit them. We can delete them later. So there is things that we need to be careful while deleting, while changing or editing a pipeline. And we're gonna see this together. So, first thing here in our pipeline, what is a pipeline? As I said, your sales funnel. For this example, okay, I have 5 stages in here, and that's the pipeline that I created, which is called direct sales. Okay, in terms of visibility, okay, we have basically 3 views in Pipedrive of where you can have your deals, so your pipelines. One is the pipeline view, the other one is the list view, which is a list view more like as an Excel spreadsheet where you have all the pipelines, let's say, combined, and also the forecast view. Forecast view really for reports in terms of how much revenue we're going to be generating or how much revenue is entering the business each month, each year. We're going to also see this together. So back into our pipeline view, first view that we have in here. Okay, where do I find my pipelines? If I have more than one, in this little drop down here, it's where I find my pipelines. Today, for example, I can see that I have 3 pipelines, one called qualification, one weddings, and one direct sales. Okay, I can see them on my direct sales because that's what is selected in there and is right there. How do I create a new one? How do I edit? Very simple. Create a new pipeline, and Pipedrive is gonna suggest you already some stages. Okay, so that's point number 1 while we are here. Things to avoid when creating a new pipeline. First is to check how many stages you have. Okay, in your business, on your business model, you're gonna have stages where your lead comes in until you close the deal. Okay, think about it, and that's how it's going to be designed in here. Too many stages, for sure your salespeople, they might not produce too many results because maybe too many stages, you won't really be really good. They won't be changing deals from one stage to another. It might be annoying them. It might be confusing for them. So think about it, okay? How many stages I'm gonna have? Also, the names of your stage, which is also very, very important. And the reason why is just looking here, qualified, I already know that this lead is being qualified. So if I have a deal that is sitting on that stage in there, it's because their lead is qualified already. Contact made, okay, it's this contact already, I already had a touch with this contact. It's not something that I will have to do, it's already in the past, okay. Demo scheduled, same thing, I already have a demo scheduled with my client. I don't need to know is there an activity for me to schedule an activity or a demo. We know that every deal that lands that stage, I already have a demo with the client. And here, proposal made, same thing, maybe I'll move my deal to that stage and I know already that I sent a proposal to the client. So think about it, in terms of names, because if I would have only here demo, like demo, do I have to do the demo? Is the demo done? Is the demo scheduled? So this is one of mistakes that we see often when companies create pipelines. They often leave this very blank. Okay, so think about your name as well. That's kind of tip number 2. So when creating your pipeline, okay, let's say that you need another stage, you can just click in between the stage that you already have, okay, or as you can name it or change the name as you wish. Okay, and let's say that you create one, you can also drag and drop in the area that you think is more logical for your business. Okay, things that we're going to see in here that we're going to find out is the routing feature. Okay, we're going to see the routing feature in a different pipeline that I have, but it's basically a feature that Pipedrive is going to have this extra level of attention for you guys. Like say, hey, if this due hasn't been touched for that many days, that you can set up in here. Okay, Pipedrive is going to create an extra alert for you. Okay, and then the probability. That probability is related to the revenue that the due is going to generate to you, and also so what is the percentage of winning the deal. So at the beginning of your stage, might not be much, it might be like 10%, even 5%, and then towards the end, you know, it could be 100%. So I could use the probability in each stage, okay, and Pipedrive is going to calculate a revenue based on the stage, based on the probability that we have in here. So let's say 20, we could change that to 50, in here maybe 80. So every time that I have a due that would land in the stage, if I have a due in here, $1,000, okay, Pipedrive calculate 50% of those $1,000 on a total one. We're gonna see this in a second. Okay, so that's kind of how we can create stages, change the names, and also delete a stage if, for example, I don't need that demo stage. Delete, yes, I will go and delete. Pay attention when deleting a stage, that is a pipeline that we are editing, okay? Because if we have dues on that stage, Pipedrive is going to tell you, what do you want to do with the dues? Do you want to delete them, or do you want to move to a different pipeline? We'll do an example very shortly. So in here, for the example, create a new pipeline. Done. I can name my new pipeline as I wish. So let's say sales, and then I would go and save. Quickly enough, Pipedrive is going to have another pipeline on my drop down, and in there I can see the different pipelines that I have. So as I said, sales, we have in here the amount, and in there the total amount of my combined pipeline, my combined dues. Okay, again on my drop down we can see in there. I could even reorder them. Let's say my sales, I want it to be just after qualification, weddings, and maybe my direct sales. I'll save, and then that's gonna shuffle the pipelines in there, and I have now a different order on my drop down. Okay, very easy and simple. So what I was mentioning to you guys before, inside there, the routing feature and also the probability is to do with this. Okay, so in here I can see that I have 11 dues. Okay, and that's the total amount of dues that I have in this single pipeline here, not in my whole account, okay, not in all of them, only on my direct sales. And also the total balance, the total amount of money that I have in here. So based on my stage, Pipedrive is going to calculate that for me, and it's going to show me this revenue in here. Okay, if I'm going to go and edit this pipeline, for example, okay, and let's say that now I wanted to use the routing feature, I could just activate in here, and let's say for this first stage, after 1 day, the dues that haven't been touched for more than 1 day, they're gonna have this extra level of triggering me, like saying a level of attention. Okay, so hey, it's been 1 day already that the deal hasn't been touched, we need to do something about it. And then the probability is already there. We have the probability by stage, and we also have the due probability. That's I could have a due that's in the first stage, that I could say inside of that due that the probability of winning is maybe 50%. So Pipedrive is going to combine that with F5, and then it's going to show me on the top in the total amount. But for the routing feature first, after 1 day in here, and maybe on the negotiation stage, I wanted to leave a due sitting here maybe for 10 days. I'll save this. And we're going to see that in this pipeline in particular, now I have some tiles, some tickets, or the actual deals, okay, changed into this pink color. Okay, so that's this extra level of attention the Pipedrive is going to show us. Okay, hey, pay attention. Those two deals, okay, they've been sitting in that stage for over a day without having any sort of updates. Okay, an update is maybe adding an activity, changing an activity date, changing a custom field inside, like adding data inside of a deal. But because I haven't done anything for those two deals, Pipedrive, hey, pay attention, we have already two deals that have been sitting here over the amount of days that I decided in the routing feature. Okay. Other things in here, in terms of symbols, okay, I can see the deals that I have, they have those colorful dots. Okay, the red one, it's an activity that I have. We're not going to talk about activities today, but briefly, it's an activity that I have that's overdue already. The green one is an activity that's to do today. Okay, it even says that today. The gray one, it's an activity to do in the future. Okay, I can see it's due in 3 weeks. The yellow dots are deals that I have that have no activities attached to those deals. So another little level of attention in here. Hey, we have no activities scheduled for this deal. Let's book one. Okay, it's very important. Pipedrive works hand in hand with activities. So I would highly recommend every deal that we have to have an activity attached to it. We do another video about activities later on. Okay, but then how we navigate our deals in our pipeline, we can just drag and drop. We can enter in a deal, and then in this green bar in here, which reflects the pipeline that I have this deal sitting on, I could also just click in here and also move my deal in the pipeline. Okay, and in here we also will see how many days that deal has been sitting on each stage. So it's been sitting 27 days on my second stage. From the first one to the second was 0 days, so kind of moved instantaneously to the second one. So it's another way of navigating the deals from one pipe line to another, or from one stage to another. If it's from one pipeline to another, I'm also going to find this in here. Inside the deal, I also have the title of my pipelines, and I can also change in there. So this deal is in direct sales. In the invite send stage, I could just move, let's say, to the weddings, and in which stage I want this deal now. So visit booked, and then I'll save. Pipedrive is going to update the deal. It's going to transfer this deal to my weddings pipeline on the visit book stage. Okay, if we go back to the pipeline view that we have, we can see that that deal is no longer there. So how we see in here the forecast based on the numbers, okay, it's also very interesting because we can see this in the forecast view. Okay, in the forecast view, once we start to put numbers in there, and another thing that is very, very important is, I'm going to open this deal on another tab, is each time they would create a deal, I think I showed in another video, the expected close date in here. Okay, so the expected close date field that we have is gonna generate the information to Pipedrive saying, okay, I think I'm going to close this deal on the 23rd of May. So Pipedrive is straight away is going to get this information and is going to go on the forecast view and is going to allocate that to me in here. So I could know then that in May I'm going to have extra X amount of deals to be won, and I could kind of customize the way I want. So I could say it's only for my direct sales pipeline, is for all pipelines, filters is for everyone, only for myself, which type of interval that I want, quarterly, monthly, weekly. So I could say monthly. I want also to see them, let's say, with 5 columns. So Pipedrive is going to adjust this individually for like each user. So I could have my forecast view looking like this, and you could have your forecast view looking maybe quarterly as an example. Okay, and in here I can see that I have deals that I think we're gonna win in Feb. I have deals that I think we're gonna win in March, in April, and in May, because inside of the deal I have the expected close date marked with those dates. Okay, especially the month in there. So that's the relationship with the forecast view, also the value, and also the expected close date. So something that I wanted to have this cross-reference is with custom fields. So if you go in your company settings, okay, especially if you are an admin user, you're gonna see this. So company settings and data fields, okay. In here, we're gonna find the custom fields for deals, person, organization. We're gonna do another video only about custom fields. But let's say that I have 2 custom fields for deals, okay. And if I go into my direct sales pipeline and I go back into my pipeline view, okay, I wanted to change into sort of my wedding pipeline, okay. I quite like sometimes to put like emojis. It makes it a little bit like colorful. You can see in there you can put some emojis in your stages in the name of your pipeline, okay. And let's say that I have this pipeline for weddings, okay, where I sell weddings. In here I have 2 deals sitting in the same stage, and I have 1 deal like already on the payment pending. But let's say that I need the information to send a quote to my client, okay. And let's say that I have a lot of reps, but they don't really like care about like entering the data inside. If you are on a professional plan, okay, what you could do is you could force your sales people to enter the data in there. And what do I mean by this is, if you go in here and let's say the beverage package, it's a very important information for me to supply a quote to a client, okay, I wanted to make sure that once my deal reaches the send quote stage, I have the information of which beverage package my client wants, okay. So I could say in here that beverage package, if we go edit this custom field, okay, it becomes then a required field where, okay, I could also specify here, I'm gonna say I wanted to make sure that on my weddings pipeline, on send a quote and payment pending, also when the deal is won, I wanted to make the custom field compulsory. So it's any deal that enters the stage, and if it doesn't have the beverage package filled out, okay, the deal is not gonna go there. So if I save this, we can see now it's a required field, okay, only for professional plan only, okay. If you are on an advanced plan, you're gonna have the important field. So let's say that, you know, I have the entertainment. Okay, let's use both then. And the entertainment one, I wanted to make that as an important field. This you're gonna find on an advanced plan. And again, on my weddings pipeline, let's say send quote, payment pending, and we save. So now I have 2 layers. One custom field is an important custom field, and the second one is a required, is compulsory. It becomes compulsory to have the information in there. And how does it look like in here? If I just go and I update my pipeline, my page. Okay, here if I enter my Charles deal, okay, I can see that both fields are empty, and if I try to enter the stage, send a quote, okay, straight away Pipedrive is gonna create this pop-up. Hey, I need the information on the beverage package. Okay, what is the package that we need? So I could pick up the information, and then there it is. Okay, and we can see that the entertainment custom field, okay, my field in there, it's also an important field, and it's gonna show me with this little yellow line in here. Okay, I could just minimize in there. It's gonna be all the time with this little mark yellow, saying that like I still have a field that it's important that I should enter the information. And then if I enter there, okay, let's say I want like entertainment, a band, I save this, and then it disappears, the little yellow marker in here. Okay, so very good to force users to enter data, especially when we wanted to get the information right. Okay, and it will be the same in here. If I go there and I try to enter in there, if I don't have there, let's say I don't want to mark, I cancel, the due goes back into the stage that he was. Okay. From here, another sort of visual things that we can also, as I said, drag and drop, but I could like, move pipeline, marked as one, lost, delete, another way of moving from one stage to another, you just be dragging, move or convert, I could convert into a lead, but let's say that I want now to move this deal to my direct sales, and then again on the second stage, and then that is. So we can move deals from one pipeline to another this way here. Something that I want to show you also is like, if you go in our direct sales pipeline, and let's say that I wanted to delete a stage. Okay, let's say I have this invite send stage that I wanted to delete. If I click in here, delete, if there are deals in that stage, Pipedrive is going to show you this pop-up saying, attention, okay, you wanted to delete that stage, however, we have deals in there. Where do you want to move them? Do you want to move them from one stage to another, or you just wanted to delete the deals that we have in there? Okay, so move them, and then I could say just move them to the negotiation, and then I'll delete the stage. And I could save this, and then all the deals that I had on the stage, now they will be on my negotiation stage. Okay, so the third thing that I wanted to mention when things to avoid, okay, number one was don't create a pipeline with too many stages, okay, because it can be confusing. Second is name it correctly, okay, always trying to use the future, like, to make a proposal. So I know that if my deal enters here, I need to make a proposal. So then I could create an activity here for me, make a proposal. Or in the past, like, so I know that the proposal it was made already. Second is so naming, not many stages, and third is think about like your stages. So sometimes clients, they think about a stage as an activity, okay? So reflect before you create, because you might have 7, 8 stages, and then you're gonna realize, oh, okay, it's not really a stage, it's more the activities that I do on that stage, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed today the video. Hope it wasn't too long. Okay, leave us a comment, or if there is a particular video that you wanted to see, and I'll see you guys shortly. Bye bye for now.